YouTube, I am Pixelated Pete, and welcome to My 2 Bits, where I present a topic and I give you my 2 bits about it, and if you want to add to the conversation, you can post it in the comment section below. Alright, it's a brand new year, so we got a bunch of new content for you. I've had this idea for this episode sitting on the back burner for a while, so I thought I'd bring it up. So, a couple of years ago, the people from the children of the 90s, or should I say the adults of the 90s, got their wish come true with Duke Nukem Forever. The man, the myth, the embodiment of all that is machismo. He finally got his game come out, and it's been a little while since, and no sequel. But I was thinking, it took him all those years for this game to come out, and in that time we've had so many other embodiments of machismo running out and about. Particular of note, Brock Samson. So, as you know, there's a series on screwattack.com called Death Battle, so this is my 2 bits of where I just provide an idea of who would win in a fight, and hopefully someone at Screw Attack, if you guys are watching this, I greatly appreciate it, and hope that this would become a reality. So, tonight, on my 2 bits, in this corner, we have Duke Nukem. In some other corner, we have Brock Samson. And the question is, who would beat who in a fight? So sit back, relax, listen to my analysis of these 2 fighters, and then, if you agree or disagree, feel free to post your 2 bits in the comment section. Let's go. Alright, so let's get this competition started. In this corner, the man who has saved Earth and all of its women more times than I can count. The man who we all hail to the king, baby. The one and only Duke Nukem. And in the other corner, he has been referred to as the Swedish murder machine, the Brock Lobster, the man, the myth, the slayer of men, slayer of henchmen, the one and only Brock Samson. Alright, so now that both these guys have been introduced, let's see the tale of the tape. And this will, well, like I said, I wanted to see how these guys would handle in a fight one-on-one against each other. So let's take a look. First, I wanted to see who would be the young blood, the young gun, the one who would come in ready to take on the man. One has age on his side, one has knowledge. Who is that? The answer and the winner of round 1 goes to Brock. I did a little digging, found out that Brock Samson is, well, let's start with the one I really know. According to his official Wikipedia site, the Duke Nukem Wikipedia, Duke was 45 years old as of 2012. So now that this is 2 years later, he's now 47. So then I looked around and I found Brock Samson's birth date. He was also a child of the 60s, but as of 2012, he would have been 42. So he is so let's see, that would make him 44 now. So he is 3 years younger than Duke Nukem. So Brock wins that round. Now, all right. So the first round consents to Brock. All right, so then I figured, all right, well, I know for a fact Brock Samson has military training, but what about Duke? Is he just the all-American, super butt-kicking guy that we all know and love? I actually did some research, and yes, he is also known for training in the armed forces. So both men have been trained in the art of the United States military, but Brock Samson, he also has a martial arts combat. Duke Nukem, on the other hand, he seems to be boxing oriented, but both guys also seem to be proficient in various firearms and other weapons in combat. So I gotta give this round as a tie, as both men do have military training and have also trained for special operations and have dealt with things that boggle the imaginations of normal men. All right, so speaking of weapons, both characters are known for their iconic weapons, and this is a tie. Brock, he refuses to carry a firearm. While proficient in them, he prefers to get his hands dirty. Figuratively, metaphorically, and literally. But when he doesn't use his bare hands, he is known for walking around with a really big knife. Duke, on the other hand, he is also a bare knuckle fighter, but he is known for his trademark Duke M19 for his custom Duke M1911 handgun. He has it in every game. So while he does have bare hands, he also has a firearm. But I gotta give both these guys another tie because both are iconic for their weapons. All right, we've had 2 ties, so I think it's time we have a deciding factor. So, which of these guys? So these guys, they have faced everything imaginably under the sun. They have faced henchmen, they have faced robots, they have faced monsters. They've even had to face Nazis, both in the present day format and in the time traveling format. But for foes faced, I gotta give to Duke because even though they faced the old cult and scientists and robots and whatnot, Duke has actually been the only guy to face aliens. The only time we've actually encountered a real alien was in the episode 24 Years to Midnight, where the High Grand Galactic Inquisitor tells you to ignore him. So while Brock never actually fought the creature, that is the only alien that we've encountered so far. Everything else is just either guy in goofy suit or scientist or robot. And while facing all these guys, at the end of the day, after they beat the snot out of them, they just light up and go to a local bar to take the edge off the day. Which makes me wonder, in the drinking and smoking department, who would win? Well, I gotta give this category to Brock, because both characters do drink, but while Duke has the cigar, Brock has the cigarette. Now, this is not about the whole which smoking aspect looks manlier, but I'm trying to figure out, with all the stuff these guys do, it's amazing they haven't died by now. I can only imagine, will they die by natural causes, or will they die from, alcohol poisoning or cancer or cancer from smoking? I mean, the way these guys are going, they might live to see 100 at the 100 if some freak accident or lucky punk doesn't take them down first. But yeah, so Brock, since he seems to be smoking cigarettes, a lesser degree of a cigar, I gotta give the award to him. Duke, on the other hand, he seems to be comfortable with drinking and smoking and with substance abuse. So the award for substance abuse, I gotta give to Duke, because in the game Duke Nukem Forever, one of the power-up abilities you get is steroids, and seriously, both these guys are ripped enough as it is and can pretty much beat anyone with their bare hands to within an inch of their life. But Duke, he goes one step further by taking steroids, so that's him. So let's see. He's angry, he's drunk, he's on steroids, and he can beat the snot out of anybody. So, yeah, way to go, Duke. Do not tick this man off. All right. So, of course, everyone knows about these guys. They are the embodiment of the 1980s and the 90s of the supreme Macho Man, machismo. But I'm trying to figure out, while both these guys are known throughout the world, both the real and fake, who is more popular in which world? So, my next question is, who has the more fame here in the real world? I had to think very carefully about this one. But I think Brock Samson has more real world fame. Duke Nukem is known for his video game franchise, but he was from the 80s and 90s. Brock, meanwhile, is a child of the new millennium, where we have I guess the old people say, back in my day, we didn't have all this fancy texting and the iPhones and the Twitter and the email and the YouTube. We had to use a quill and we liked it. Sorry for the old man impersonation, but yeah, I think Brock, he was born in a time where there was more social media, so people could post like their favorite clips of Brock going crazy on minions or henchmen and whatnot. And so I gotta award the real world fame to Brock Samson. As for the fictitious worlds that both men come from, this one was, like I said, I had to think about this for this one I also had to think about it a little bit, but then I was like, wait a minute, Duke Nukem, while Brock is known in the villain circles and the underworld and several ladies, Duke Nukem is in fact known throughout the world everywhere. In the fictitious world that he resides, he is an international celebrity and an international scourge to villains everywhere. Villains in the stars. Seriously, he has saved the world multiple times. He is an iconic image. He has his own house. He has his own like super mega mansion. He is best. The president calls on him to help save the world. Every woman in the world knows him and wants him. He has his own like industry. He has his own. He's written like multiple biographies. He is known everywhere. Everybody knows him. Brock could just be written off as another muscle head, just some giant muscle guy. But Duke Nukem, no, everyone knows him, and you know not to mess with the Duke. And like I said, every woman wants Duke. So the question is, which of these guys is the bigger lady killer? Trick question. Both of these guys are equally women killers. They have every woman in the world wants to be with one of these two guys. I can pretty much guarantee it. But of course, each of these guys has a very special lady that they hold in their heart or on a tattoo of a heart. But who has the better girlfriend? To this award, I have to give to Brock Samson because Duke. Now it's amazing. Both these guys can have and do have any woman in the world they want. But let's see. For Duke Nukem, he has a tattoo on his butt for a woman named Lonnie, Lani. We have reason to suspect that it's based after a woman who does voice acting work with one of the games that Duke was in. But it's supposed. But we're sure there's some kind of complex backstory that this is the one woman that Duke loves and wants, but can't have. As for Brock, the reason he wins is because, same scenario. There's one woman he wants to have but can't. Her name is Molotov Cocktease. Real name, not making this up. And the fact is, she really exists. She is a real person. Well, real in the show terms. We have seen her, and she is an assassin, and she kicks butt doing her job. So, here's this amazing woman that is almost the quintessential perfect woman for Brock, but he cannot have her. At least not yet. Who knows how that's going to play out. And now, finally, what is the one thing that women seek most in a man? I was told it's personality. Whether that is true or not, I have yet to see. But especially for these guys. But I was wondering which of these two guys actually has the better personality. Both come off as two-dimensional. They are portrayed as the stereotypical macho men. They are buff. They smash skulls and drink and smoke by day and make love to only beautiful women by night and then get up and do it all again while getting shot at and driving muscle cars. But yes, so these guys started off as two-dimensional, but I gotta admit, both have actually developed characters and personalities, so they're no longer two-dimensional. So I have to give this award for personality to both. For example, Brock, he used to just be the Swedish murder machine, but I've noticed. But if you watch from the first season onward, he actually gets a personality. He doesn't. He actually cares for the boys that he is guarding along with the doc. Let's see. It's amazing. Like he will actually. Like there was an episode where Dr. Venture. After Brock kills a henchman, Dr. Venture brings him back to life, Venturestein, and Brock actually has some form of remorse because now he's actually seeing what the guy is potentially going through, having to be so close to the man who just murdered him. So it's interesting to see how Brock has actually developed as a character. And Duke, I have 3 examples of how has undergone character development, and not just kicking butt and taking names, though example 3 does kind of involve that. All right, this all comes from the beginning of Duke Nukem Forever. Example 1. When he's backstage before the talk show is about to start, there's a dad with his kid, and the kid has Duke's biography, so he asks for Duke's autograph. Sure, kid. Maybe one day you'll be half as awesome as me. So, yeah, he has the option to sign the book, to autograph the kid's book. So, that's pretty cool. Duke, even though he's macho and the embodiment of coolness and gets all these women, he still treats kids right. I like that. Example 2. after the show, there was like some director or high-ranking studio official who was yelling at like a temp or an intern, really getting up in his example. Really getting up in his face. And I guess this would be the example where Duke kicks butt and takes aim, because you have the option, as the player, to knock out the producer and help the intern guy catch a break. Yeah, so I like that, because, I mean, Duke, he will kick butt if and when necessary, but he'll also kick butt if it's not for his own sake or for saving others, but to help some guy who's getting chewed out by his boss. And the third example, when it's all going to heck in a ham sandwich, there is a gentleman who came all the way from his hometown to sit on the Duke throne and to get his picture taken on the Duke throne. And no one else is there to take his picture, so Duke has the option to. So Duke, as the player, you have the option to take his picture and give him the picture so he can have it as a memento. So yeah, that shows that Duke, he's able to help a guy amongst all crisis, help a kid, be nice to a kid, which is pretty awesome, and punch a guy who's being a jerk to another guy because they deserve it. So like I said, both guys, while they started out as two-dimensional, they have developed personalities and can still be machismo and still kick butt and take names. So, after reviewing all of this data, it is my 2 bits that I announce the winner of who would win in the fight. I have to say, I sincerely believe that it would be Brock Samson. That's right, Brock Samson from the Venture Brothers would probably beat Duke Nukem in a no-holds-barred contest where anything and everything goes, down to the wire. And congratulations, Brock Samson.
Well, it was a hard-fought battle, but in the end, I gotta give the award for most butt kickery, most machismo, most guy that every guy wants to be and every woman wants to, Brock Samson. Congratulations, Mr. Samson. Duke Nukem, you were awesome, but it's a different time, a different era, but don't worry, you still have a whole lot of fans who love you. Now, if you think I did a misanalysis, or if you think that it should be Duke who should be, well, if you think we should hail to the king, baby, then post your comments below and tell your 2 bits. Until next time, this has been Pixelated Pete for my 2 bits, and we'll be coming back with you sometime later on with a new Who versus Who. So, thanks for watching.